Hey everybody, today we have an August housing market update for you with a little bit of September mixed in because we're already halfway through that month. As always, we take a look at Westfield and Scotch Plains in depth in Union County, but realistically the trends that we're seeing in those towns, you could apply them to just about anywhere else that's similar in competitive nature in northern New Jersey. But the bottom line here is that in August, what we saw was a market that started to actually seemingly heat up again. And here's what I mean by that. First off, when you take a look at inventory, which is really the number one factor on where we are as a housing market, when you look at Westfield, there were 69 active listings. This is the lowest point since January, which makes sense because there's some seasonality in housing. But also when you compare this to where we were versus last year, 33 less active listings right now, or what we had in August, versus a year ago. That's number one. Number two, a ratio that we use is something called the active listings to under contract ratio, which basically just means the higher the percentage, the harder it is to buy a home because homes are selling much quicker. And what we saw was that this number started to come down since June, pretty much in response to inflation and interest rates and how high they become. We saw that number starting to decrease. We went from 53 to 40 to 33%. Then we bounced up to 43% in August, showing that the market started to heat up. Scotch Plains, similar story, 69 active listings in August. That's versus 98 1 year ago. So inventory remains low. And then we saw the same thing with the active listings to under contract ratio, consecutive months of cooling off, but it bounced back up in August. So here's what it means. It means that, yes, you're seeing a lot of headlines right now about an economy that's going down the tubes and a housing market that's starting to roll backwards. And yes, that's probably true in many areas, but we are not Idaho, we are not Tennessee, and we're not Arizona. This is a very different market, and I don't know for sure if we will go that direction, but what I will tell you right now is that inventory is the number one factor steering the ship. And as long as inventory remains this low, prices will continue to at least stay flat or continue to rise, but it's still going to remain competitive. So I can't say where we're going to be 6 months from now, but I can tell you right now is it's still a very competitive marketplace in northern New Jersey.